Friendly warning, the missus, she is Geordie and she uses some pretty bad language. Welcome to Two Surfers in a Van. I'm Stevie, that is Jilly. We live in a van in Newquay Cornwall, which is epic. We also work on the most epic campsite known as Trafiggy Holiday Park, which can be mental. Listen, join us for some mad adventures if you're into surfing, van life, if you're into festivals, epic food, good pubs, good times with good people and good vibes, then you know you need to be with us as we show you our life and what it's like living in Newquay. If you're new here, guys, you know what you need to do. You need to get down in the comments, let us know, turn on the notifications, subscribe and do all that good stuff. Let's get into it.
Well, I figured I'd let you know what's happening in the van. So, van life, it's not all fucking lollipops and candy floss, people. So we have discovered in our wardrobe we have a minor mould problem. The problem being is that we've got a gap in the corner of the cupboard, which I'll show you in a minute, and when hot air hits the cold surface creates condensation and there's been a drip. It's not a hole in the roof, it's a drip, and it keeps on dripping, and it's dripped onto some clothes. Now, not all of those clothes are water damaged, but just for context, because I am for one not very happy, Steve's clothes have got it worse than mine. You can't really see, oh, you can see there some mould on his clothes, so I've had to take everything out the wardrobe. These are all okay. Ow. Mine are all okay, which are mine there, but this is said problem. So when we built the van, we left this gap here so we could get additional cabling, but the problem is up here where the cold or the warm hits the cold surface, it's wet. So I think I've cleaned all the wardrobes. They do need a paint, but they've all been cleaned. I think Steve's gonna have to do something when he gets back. I'm not sure what, but to get all of that down, all the fucking wardrobes have to come out. And I mean, it is only 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's not really the best time to start it, so I might just pile all the clothes up and leave them there and then tackle this tomorrow, because I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do.
So the drama, it's real. So Jill's been telling us that we've got a bit of an issue. Obviously this is like we don't normally do. We're not normally in the van this time of year, so we've got issues. Oh dude, check it out guys, frost inside the windows. Of course, we've never done a full winter in the van. This is our first full winter in the van, and what we found out is our van has a couple of flaws. One, as you probably know, we've had a little bit of condensation issue, which all vans get. There's nothing you can, there's no way to really stop that. When you've got a cold outer surface and heat from the inside touching each other, eventually it's going to create condensation. It's management of that condensation that's the main thing. So I'm going to try and remedy some of that today. I'm also going to go under the bed and fully insulate under the bed and box off some areas which are always been open for airflow, and there will be airflow still, but it's going to stop the amount of cold air that's coming in and getting below this actual cabinet here, which is the wardrobe. And the reason being is that I believe because this, if you put your hand in there, it's freezing. I mean, it's really cold. If I can insulate that better at the bottom and underneath the bed where the cold air is, this means this will be more at room temperature. That means when the hot heat gets into it and touches it, it shouldn't create condensation around the clothing, which will be better. So that's my solution, because I kind of think of another solution really to deal with it, because it's still going to be cold even if I fix anything in the roof and insulate the roof area, which I'm still going to do because it's already insulated, but I'm going to have to do a bit more. It's still going to be cold. So I'm going to try that. Apart from trying to duct the venting for the heater through the van, which I can't figure how the hell I would do. And the reason being is that our heater is on the back of this side of the van, the diesel heater. It then comes underneath and it comes out that hole there. Now I can't go along the step here because maybe I could run a pipe along the step there and up and into it, and
Be a trip hazard.
then I've got the battery in there. Well, that'll be a bit of a nightmare because I've kind of put the heat pipe next to the battery. So the option would have to be to go this way, but I've got gas here, and then it would have to go along the back of the cupboard. But anywhere you put the heating pipe, even if a box around it, it's still going to get hot and things can still explode. So that's always a major risk, and it would have to be piped all the way around into the garage and then over towards the wardrobe area. Just a headache, but we're underprepared. We haven't got the equipment to do this, but we're going to go to B&Q today. We're going to get what we need to get.
Cold, 'cause the van's cold.
I think so, yeah. We're going to get it and we're going to try and figure it out. We're going to see what happens. And because we live in Cornwall, we're totally ill prepared for any kind of ice, frost or snow, because we never get it, so we don't have anything to scrape the windows with. What do we have? Can you just look how women can put their hand on shit? Just like, I didn't even know we had this. Guys, at B&Q, unlike the American stores where you see the VanLife is walking in buying all this shit, we can't do that in this one because the kick-off, they don't allow you to record in their shop, and if you try to record, they request that you do a media content thing. It's going to go through head office and all that kind of stuff.
Bullshit.
So they don't allow you to do it. So we'll leave you here and we're back in a minute. Well guys, £150 later, this is what we got. So it is, I would hate to do a full van build and this climate, this cost, it's just ridiculous. This is what we got anyway. Anti-mould paint, about 38 quid. Sealing foam, that was expensive, it was about 15 quid. Some masks, £2.50. Nearly a fiver for two shitty rollers. Fiver for plastic crap air vent. I think that was the cheapest at 26 quid for a cutter.
It was a decent buy.
Yeah. About the 100mm rock wall. The reason I went for this, guys, is because you can get the plastic bottle version, but if plastic gets cold and hot air touches it, it's the same as metal, you get condensation on it. So this has anti-mold properties and it can absorb it, hold it and then release it and dry it, so that's a bit better. And that was like £22. These tiny little sheets are 3mm, 7 quid each. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're probably wondering why we've got the tiny little sheets. Well, it's because they didn't have other material. We've got the biggest, the last of what they had, the biggest sheet. This here was £11 a sheet. 2. It's 4. Is that 4 or is this 5? 4. 44 quid in shit material. So, hope we got enough to get on with it. If worst case, I'll pop it from Macro DIY, go over the micro and get some bits if I need to. Yeah. Back at the van, just got back in the campsite. The frost is melting. Got everything a little bit wet though, still a bit frost about, but what we're going to do is empty the back of this van, and my idea is to, you see the roof inside of here. The idea is that I'm going to basically fix these cables up that's come down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to insulate them with some rock wool, put the wood over, zip it into place, do that across this entire back section, and then I'm going to do the same, these gaps here. I'm basically going to go over the top of them, anything there's a gap, and just get rid of the gaps. Realistically, I might even have enough material to be able to do these sidewalls, even though they are insulated. You can see the insulation just inside of here, and it goes through. I might remove that skateboard and rock wool the insides of them as well. I think we might do that. So cleared out the back of the garage, and as I was in here inspecting everything, I've managed to find some black mould growing around this cable area. Now this is to be expected in this area because this area is a surfboard area. Everything here is painted with anti-mold paint, but the plastic in this metal area haven't, and obviously this is where water's dripped down and it's managed to get it wet, and I think even possibly a little bit mold on the floor in this area. But yeah, we're going to get that cleaned out, get it treated. I'm definitely going to insulate this. I want to remove, I'm going to cut this little guy out there level because I don't need him in there anymore, and I'll leave that side on, I think. Yeah, I might take that side off, I don't know. Either way, I'm going to get it all sorted. You look like you're ready for business.
Really want some breakfast, but I'll get this done first.
We'll get this little bit sorted. Do you want me to do that for you? Some child-proof locks, Jilly.
Child-proof?
Child-proof? Child-proof locks, yes. Childproof locks.
Get these on your cars and all fucking steal them.
Like, well, what do they call them? Cleaning women? Aggie and fucking, what are they called?
Aggie.
Kim and Aggie. Got your yellow gloves on, you got your hair tied up, whatever, then you're ready to go for it.
So in case anybody doesn't know, this is just bleach and water.
Yeah, bleach and water, that's what Jill's using to clean this up with. And do all the cabling. Get that cleaned. So I've got these electronic damp traps inside of here. That's been here for a little while now. We've had these areas, these pea pad things, put your pea pads pinned up here. See if they've got any wet, and they haven't, which is good. Now you can probably see there's a gap here. This is wood I'm touching, and behind that you can see there's electrical wires and a cable. Well, what I'm going to do in this little gap there, I'm just going to get some insulation foam and I'm going to run it through this area just to block that gap, because that is where the bare metal is, and if I can airtight that the best I can, because it's such a strange angle, maybe that'll stop the warm air hitting the cold air and creating the condensation. Let's have a go with this. Well, that was clearly a fucking nightmare to do. It's done though, all the way along. So, on that gap. Hopefully that'll help. Is it the right thing to do? No idea. Seems like it might help stop it. My theory is if I can block the gap of air between the wood and the metal, and there's no way that warm air can get through that gap, which it's doing, creating the moisture barrier. It's totally sealed. It shouldn't be a problem. When I built the garage, I built it with a plug in the back, so if I ever need to use power tools, I can run an extension straight off the plug in the van. Comes in handy. So today I'm just going to do a cut over here for this wood, and hopefully that'll remedy one of my issues, which is surfboards getting caught in it, and other things. And plus I want this area to be flat, so I can then put a piece of wood over it. See how that works. Yep, that's that bit done. That was loud. Nearly killed that drill there. Not my bad wrist, I was putting that out manually. Camera. Oh, Jill for the win. Cup of Cornish and what looks to be jalapeno cheese on toast. Oh, it is a cup of coffee, lovely. This jalapeno cheese on toast. Oh, guys. Is it Primula?
Yeah. Spicy cheese and jalapenos.
Spicy cheese with jalapenos from Primula. It's really good. Try the Hoover, please. Well, it doesn't look pretty. I don't want to cut it too thin, but I could shape it a bit more, but hey ho, that'll do for the winter, I think. Just block that gap. Like I said before, the idea is just to stop the hot air getting up into the cold area and creating condensation. Hopefully that'll stop it.
You're doing everything without the camera on.
I'm opening this up. She'll miss the opening of the thing, so.
Because someone left the camera in the wardrobe, dickhead.
So using some rock wool, gonna cut it some up, and basically once it's cut up, get it into place.
Before it gets dark.
Ideally. When you're using this stuff though, guys, it is made of glass, so eye protection, hand protection, mouth protection. It's made of recycled glass. It is glass fibre. There's there it is. Now, should I half this layer or what? So like that way down, put on half, so half for it. It's not as thick. That's a question.
Does it compromise the integrity of the?
Doesn't, but thermal insulation doesn't work when it's pushed tight together. It's got to be aerated.
Oh, all right, then there you've answered your question then. We're gonna open a naan bread.
made of glass. Cotton wool.
Yeah.
Now with this glue you got to spray it on, leave it to tack, and then put the stuff on. Oh, where's it going? There it is.
So don't necessarily do what we do, we're just doing what we think's right. It might not necessarily be right, and if it's not right and it comes back and bites us on the arse, that's absolutely fine, we can deal with that. We don't want people to go off and do things that that we do because they think it's right. It just might not be. So
Yeah, we're not professionals.
We're not professionals.
Just a warning.
Just a warning. We should put that in the front of the video. Disclaimer: we are not professional van builders. Don't do as we do.
Hey, that's kind of like nigh on. Damn it, that innit?
Damn it.
Scissors. Straggler. Give it a haircut.
That'll
Proper job.
That'll be like a sweat box.
Hopefully. But nice. Be nice and warm.
Kind of little cat paw prints in the van. You see them.
Look at that. That's perfectly formed, that one.
You putting that right next to the electrics?
Putting a piece here up against its back section.
Oh, right, okay.
So on a half the bit. Count 30 for me.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 30. Can't do an alarm bell. Well, we remembered when we first done the van that we're not that we cut corners because we're not professional van builders whatsoever. But we didn't do this.
I forgot about it. I was like, why is it getting so cold down here? Maybe this is an answer. We forgot to fill this up.
Yeah. So Steve's busy putting some rock wool in. It's been a bit of a pain in the arse getting the black screw things off, but we've managed it. Bit of finagling, a little bit of persuasion with a chisel and
Yeah, you got to turn
pliers.
them, pull the centre out, and then the rest comes out.
Yeah.
In the arse.
So all these things we didn't know when we'd converted the van, and over the years you learn, like we say, not professional van builders. I'm sure Steve's going to have to put that, as well as the Jill swears all the fucking time, P.S. we are not professional van builders. Put a disclaimer on the front because you're going to have people jumping all hours going, you're doing that wrong and you shouldn't do that and that's not right, and look, don't care. We're doing our way. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, that's on us. So Steve's just... It is, and it's also, it's about 20 to 4 and it's getting absolutely freezing. I'm full of cold, had a bit of a bitch of a day, and I just want to get this done while little Steve's not been surfing. The wood's still wet in the office, so we can't board the underneath the bed the night, but hopefully we'll get that done in the morning if it don't rain. Someone's about to go, oh, that's not right.
Fuck 'em.
Oh, that's not right.
Absolutely. Fuck you. If you've got nothing good to say, fuck off off my channel. Easy as that.
Oh, Steve.
You want to fucking whinge somewhere else.
Yeah.
Healthy criticism, fine.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Can I put that in?
You
You're
can't.
gonna have to beep that C word.
Fuck off. What did I say? Did I?
You'll have to beep
It just
that
comes naturally when you live in the North East.
We're never gonna get monetised at this rate with you coming out with blinders like
Bollocks.
that.
So if you look at these guys, this is what it is, look. You pull the centre out and these little bastards come out.
Yeah. We didn't know that though. We were just nearly trying to rip the whole thing off.
So you've got to come out somehow. Get in there.
Get in.
Right
Doesn't
now.
look pretty, but it might be a bit warmer.
I dare say it will be a lot warmer. Right, let's get this stuff back on here. So that's what it looks like after I've cut out, guys. You can see there, you can see all the cut lines. So at least I can get back in there if I need to for the electrics or whatever. Now, I'll stick it up there. Can you tell?
Further over.
There?
Yeah. Did the second door work out?
Yeah, easy. Oh, scissors from. I'm in a rush and I can't find my scissors. There. Yeah, easy peasy.
Did the little black pin things come out? Okay.
2 didn't. them too, as you can tell. Nice day.
But they weren't gone as.
Nah, not honest. This thing will fit now or not. Better than it did. It's an amazing hood, better than it did.
That's us wrapping up for the day because it's starting to get cold. Pulling the curtains back. So Steve's managed to get the doors insulated, and tomorrow hopefully the wood's all dry. Everything's back in there for now, and we'll get it all wrapped up tomorrow. Good morning everyone. Day 2 of the van build. It's not as cold as yesterday, but I think it's the weather's shit basically. So we decided all the wood's now dry. I'm gonna go in the office. We've done some measuring. I'm gonna do some cutting, and then Steve can zip into the van. Is that right?
That's right, my lovely.
You haven't got a clue what I've said, are you?
Sing about cut.
Are you comfortable there, Steve?
Not really.
Whoever said building a van was easy.
I love you in a big way, 'cause you really didn't have to go and be like that, be like that.
It's better than fucking nothing.
It ain't the prettiest, but it works.
Oh, you little bastard.
We're never going to get monetised. Live in a van, they said,
It'll be fun, they said.
until everything freezes. And you've got to have extra insulation. I mean, it's not like we're living in Scotland or anything, you know what I mean?
How the hell am I going to do this down here? Can't even
Take your extension off.
Luckily, he's not a support panel or anything. It's just you little bastard.
What about your other screwdriver?
Fuck my life. Hey?
What about your other screwdriver, Mac?
He might get in, yeah.
Mac! Where are you?
Jump.
Let's make the knife.
Oh, yes.
Mac's a boy. Before you proper lose
Ah, my fucking. Yeah,
I'm
serious.
so sorry, I'm so sorry. I love it. She's laughed. He's a bit slow on the uptake, Mac, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, bless him.
He's not as good as the works.
Oh, right, cool.
Walks. Yeah, give his Mac back. I'll put him back in retirement.
Mac Daddy. Mac Daddy, make you jump.
He's out of retirement. He's coming back to retirement. There you go, kid.
Yeah, what do you think? Do you think I should put him to the top or him at the bottom?
Put him to the top
Of course, we'll be a fucking awkward one.
or to the bottom. I think the top looks better. Then it looks like an actual gap that we've left for air circulation. What we're calling it, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's I'll give it a go. See, they've got these metal.
Alright, leave it in the bottom then. Whatever makes your life easier, baby. Not like anybody really looks in the garage anyway.
No, I mean, it's all about shit, so.
You shouldn't be in the garage, you nosy little fuckers.
Yours paying off, but hey ho. I mean, look at this position I'm in. Yeah, I mean, we've left the gaps there because they've got a fridge in here and it needs to have a cool airflow, you know.
Well, if you don't box the other side up, then you wouldn't have needed it.
Yeah, but I'm also trying to just stop the drafts in winter.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Job complete.
That'll work.
It's not the prettiest, but it'll work.
And yeah, that piece of wood is blue, if you can tell on camera.
Yeah, but we're not bothered. We don't care.
Looks a bit wonky donkey, but hey ho. it works. It's gonna work. I think it should work.
So we've tried to just try and insulate the van as best we can. Give a little.
What we've got.
With what we've got, we've tried to eliminate the drafts and the gaps, and there's still a few gaps there, but I mean, you know, it's not fucking airtight, but it's better than what it was. Well, good morning everybody from the van of DIY, Jill and Steve. No, not really DIY. So continuing on from the revamp that we've done, the refit we've done of re-insulating under the bed, we now have louvre doors. So the idea is that these are going to let a little bit of airflow into the wardrobes rather than the IKEA doors that we have already. So Steve's going to finagle and refit them. They're slightly too tall, not as wide, so we've just got to take all the doors off, find the best fitting for them. Maybe go to Micro DIY and pick up one piece of wood. It's not the end of the world, but at least the doors are in. Yeah, and so sadly Steve's going to lose his little cubby that he has on there, but we might figure that out. He might be able to put it back up, who knows. So watch out for the fun and games of Jill and Steve doing DIY.
So you can see here, guys, how much taller the doors are and how not as wide they are compared to the rest of the old door. When I had the doors this size, I knew that IKEA made certain size doors, so what I did is I allowed and I left like quite large gaps in them, so if we had to use new doors we could. So what I want to try and do is we just remove this top plinth somehow, but Jill's filled all the screw holes with stuff, with filler, and I haven't got a clue how we're going to get that out. And then I'm going to basically measure this, draw a line along it, and then I'm going to have to go and get the cutter and cut it down and then just refit it, and hopefully that should do that. All I've done with this door is basically I put the louvre door on here and then I put a shim under each side of it to keep it a few mil up there, and then I put the pencil on the top of the door and I just basically just went along it and drew a line. So I've got the rough height, you can see there how much meat we've got it. So this here's got to go. Come off.
Oh, what a shot!
Wow, these are quite heavy, eh?
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot going on.
Big bit of bottom there. Yeah, guys, first door is fitted. Come check out how flush this is. Look, leveled out. Look, all good. So just a little tip. So what I did is, because I've got these really awkward, the way that it's all awkward the way it is, hinges a nightmare. So what I've done is I've used a little bit of cardboard and I've created two shims behind each one of them, because originally when we fitted it was at this angle like this. It's just the way the hinge was, so it was really gnarly, but now it fits and it sits really flush. Pretty stoked with that. Yeah. Shimmed it out. Guys, come here.
I'm gonna have to go to the office and get the spare door.
No. Guys, can you see what's wrong here? Comment down below if you can spot what is wrong right there. Look, we've got the nice big thick bits at the bottom. Got the right, but what is wrong? Comment down below if you can see what me and Jill's laughing at.
Going down the reception to get me other door.
That's why they give us 5. They knew we were going to bollocks this up. Oh my god.
No one said we were fucking giant.
What it is, right, these doors are damaged. There's like a lot of damage on them. And we're trying to avoid it. See, like, you got like little, you can see all the little chips and everything. There's like chips like that. You can see them. All the chips, 1, 2, 3, big one there.
If we brought that door up,
creases.
Babes, we wouldn't have done the mistake.
Oh my days.
Dear God.
Right, okay, now that you've commented down below, I'll tell you what it is. Remember, every single comment lets YouTube algorithm know that people are watching our videos and it's worth watching. So it does help by commenting, guys. It really does help. Even just say hi, was on, epic, whatever, you know, positive vibes like. But guys, this is what's wrong. These lats are facing upwards. Them lats are facing downwards. So when we've rotated the door, even though the big bits are at the bottom and little bits are at the top, these guys are different to each other. So we've got up and down. So after all of that, shimming it and fucking about with it, we've now got to change it. You can't write this shit, honestly.
Blue doors are in. Being a total bastard. One's the wrong way round. but Steve's got some like cubby thing that he puts on that one,
I'll see that.
so you won't see it. We've got to still rip a little bit of wood to go up here. We're going to do that tomorrow because Steve is off surfing.
Gotta get done.
I think he deserves it. He's got to be in the water by 2, and it's currently 1:26. So he's going to go surfing. I'm going to sort the van out. I'm going to hoover the bed, get rid of all the sawdust. There wasn't a lot, but and then hopefully in a couple of months when the weather picks up, I'll be able to get the van emptied and get it all painted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy diddly days.
Yeah, man.
Move doors. And the whole point of these doors is to add extra ventilation to the wardrobes so we don't get any build-up of any mildew or condensation, anything like that. Hello, I will say they're still shit. Don't buy them from Wicks because they're absolutely fucking battered to death. There's just chunks taken out of them. There's chunks down here. There's chunks.
I showed them already.
Chunks up there. There's scratches, all sorts. And these ones were already pre-painted, which is why I bought them. And they look good, but close up, very imperfection. I think we're just gonna, this is the end of this project, I think. We're gonna sign off for now.
Yeah.
Because all it is now is just tidying up, and I'm the one that remembers to sign off because we'll always forget.
Yeah, man.
So it's been a rough couple of days, but we've managed it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get everything put back, and then I'm gonna make some lunch, and then Steve's gonna go surfing, and then I'm gonna sort the wardrobes out because since we've sealed the wardrobes, they are much drier, much warmer. And I'm quite happy that there's no more mould in there, so they've all been bleached and cleaned, so I can pull all the clothes back, try and get some normality. Boss is back tomorrow, I'm off to get my hair done, and then I'm having a few days rest.
Yeah, man. Right on.
Kicking it with my husband, so yeah, so see you guys in a bit.